Hey guys, it's Casey. Welcome back to my channel. Yeah, I know it's been a long time, but to be honest, I really haven't been reading a lot lately, so therefore I haven't been making booktube videos. You know, you kind of have to read in order to make videos about books. But I'm back in it. I just got back from vacation, and when I was there, I went to Barnes & Noble with my mom and just, like, I don't know, fell back in love with reading, I guess. So I'm excited to start reading and then therefore to start making more booktube videos. So this video today is going to be my April TBR, and then at the end I'm going to have a mini haul of all the books basically that I've gotten since my last video. It's not very many because I haven't been reading, but I do have some that I'm going to show you. So let's get into my April TBR. So I've actually already finished one book in April. I'm shooting this on, I think today's the 7th. So the book that I finished is Famous in a Small Town by Emma Mills. This one is one that I did get on that Barnes & Noble trip, and it really was like the perfect book to kick me out of this huge slump I've been having. It is just a YA contemporary about this friend group, and a new guy comes in town, and the main character is trying to raise money to send her band, her high school band, to the Rose Bowl parade, I believe, some big parade. And it was just good. I've read, the last Emma Mills book I read was This Adventure Ends. I freaking love that book. I gave it 5 stars. And this one was equally as enjoyable. I think I even liked it a little bit more than This Adventure Ends. Yeah, so good. I guess I'll talk more about it in my wrap up, but yes. So I have read this one, but you know, April TBR. The next book I'm planning on reading is Field Notes on Love by Jennifer E. Smith. I follow a couple of authors on Twitter, Sarah Dessen, Morgan Matson, mainly, and both of them talked about this book when it came out a few weeks ago and just, you know, said really good things about it. So this was the other book that I got at Barnes & Noble, and I'm excited to pick it up. It's about a guy who books this, like, cross-country trip under his girlfriend's name, and then his girlfriend breaks up with him, so he has to find another girl or person, I guess, but someone else to go with him on this trip to, like, cash in the tickets. And I mean, obviously they're going to fall in love, so, but I'm excited. I've never read a Jennifer E. Smith, so. Then after those two books, my TBR is kind of up in the air because I am kind of coming out of this big reading slump. I want to be a little more fluid and less restricted and kind of mood read a little bit. But I have picked out some books that are on my radar to read. And most of them, if not all of them, are going to be YA contemporaries, because I like reading YA contemporaries, and I think especially coming out of a slump, they're just fun and lighthearted. So anyway, so one of them on my list is Love and Gelato by Jenna Evans Welch. I started reading this one maybe last year at this time, and it is about a girl who goes over to Italy to, like, spend time with her father, and I'm assuming there's love and gelato, you know, but just kind of a fluffy YA contemporary. The next one I'm thinking about reading is When Dimple Met Rishi. This book got so much hype like 2 or 3 years ago, and I've never read it, but it sounds fluffy and fun. It's about a girl who, okay, so another thing is I got a cat since the last time that I have recorded, and so right now he is, like, behind my filming station. Let me just, like, show you my cat. There he is. He's licking the spray bottle. So cute. Anyway, so if he bumps the camera, he's, like, lying right behind it. I don't know where I was talking about this book, but it's about a girl who is Indian, and her parents like do an arranged marriage for her, but she's kind of against it. So they like sneak around and have her meet the boy that she's arranged to be married with at the camp, so that, you know, hopefully she'll fall in love with him and want to marry him. And I'm guessing that they do, because it's a YA contemporary, but I don't know. It just sounds like fun and fluffy and not too deep. The next one that's on my radar is Save the Date by Morgan Matson. And Morgan Matson is one of my favorite authors, and this book came out last year, and I still haven't read it, which is crazy. I think part of it is her books are so long. Oh, it's only 400 pages. For some reason, I'm like, this is like 600 pages. No, it's only 400. But there's something that, I don't know, kind of intimidates me. I kind of forgot that I had gotten a first... There's like all this... I just found like stuff in this book that's like how long it's been on my shelves. Anyway, I'm excited to read this book. This is a book that, yeah, the size intimidates me, but I know once I start reading it, I'm going to get so sucked into her writing and the story. So I just need to read it. Yeah, so as simple as that, Casey. The last book that's on my radar is The Last of August by Brittany Cavallaro. This is the sequel to A Study in Charlotte, which I read last year or the year before. And it is a Sherlock and Holmes retelling where Sherlock is a girl and Holmes is a boy. And they're like supposed to be like, you know, the great grandchildren of Sherlock and Watson. And they go to a boarding school together somewhere in New England. And they're kind of like mysteries. Like, I'm guessing that the last one had murder, and I'm assuming that this one is also going to have some sort of murder. But it's a second in a series. I believe that there's one more, and I think that's it. I think it's just a trilogy, but yeah, so I might, this is the one, even though it's still like YA contemporary-ish. I don't normally read thrillers, so this is kind of the like oddball in my reading plans, since it's not like a YA romance. But yeah, so like I said, I'm definitely not going to read all of those books, but I want to read definitely maybe 2 or 3 more this month. So I will do a wrap up at the end of the month and let you guys know what I definitely read. So now to get into the haul, I have like 6 books that I've gotten since my last video. So the first one I got for Christmas, it's called In Pieces. It's Sally Field's memoir, and I love Sally Field. She is one of my favorite actresses, and yeah, my mom got me the signed copy for Christmas, so I'm really excited to read this. I feel like this would be one that if I could get the audio version of, because I'm pretty sure she narrates the audiobook, then that would be even better, because I really like hearing, especially like celebrity memoirs. I like listening to the audiobooks because then you can hear their inflection, or you know, if they get emotional like reading a certain part. I like to hear that. I don't know, is that weird? I don't think it's weird, but anyway, another celebrity memoir I actually got for my birthday, and this is Gary Sinise's memoir. It's called Grateful American: A Journey from Self to Service. And Gary Sinise is one of my favorite actors. He's in my favorite show, CSI New York. I actually have all the DVDs. Oh, you can't see them, but they're right down there, right behind me. Anyway, so I don't know. This one, I'm not sure if it's like going to be as memoir-y as this one. Because I think it's going to focus a lot on his service. He does a lot for the military. He has his own foundation and does, like, I think he just did his 100th USO tour. I follow him on Twitter. I don't get on Twitter very often, so I'm not, like, up to date on this thing, but I'm pretty sure that he just did his 100th USO tour. But I'm excited to see this one and see if it does go into, like, his childhood and all that kind of stuff, but I'm not sure. Let's just finish the non-fiction part real quick. And I got Zodiac, which is about, it's by Robert Graysmith. This book is so old. It's from it's so old. It's from the 70s. It might be even before that. Oh, It says 1986. Maybe because the Zodiac Killer was in this. I thought the Zodiac Killer was in the 70s. Oh no, it's in the 60s. Anyway, it doesn't matter. This book was published in the 80s, but the killer was from the 60s. It does not matter. So this is a true crime novel, and I think that it takes a different sort of spin. It's kind of legendary in the true crime genre, and I believe that Robert Graysmith is one of the reporters that kind of like got obsessed with the Zodiac and like trying to find him. If you don't know, the Zodiac killer has like they don't know who it is. It's never been solved. So yeah, he was on staff at the San Francisco Chronicle, which is where San Francisco is where the killings happened. And so he just like got super like obsessed with the crimes and everything. I don't know. I picked this up. This was like a impulse buy, I guess, when I was at Books A Million a couple months ago. I'm like, I'm gonna read about true crime. I do like reading. I love listening to true crime podcasts, but I've only read one other true crime book, and it's I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. I think I did a whole review. I will leave a link below. But I get kind of scared when reading it, and in a way that I don't get scared when I'm listening to podcasts. So I don't know if I'll actually ever read that one, but anyway, I own it now. Here's another impulse buy. I got this from Target like a month or two ago. The Wedding Date. I've heard a lot of, not hype, well, I've heard a lot of people talk about this, but like in real life, not on BookTube. It is about like two people who like, it's like a fake romance, and then they actually have a real romance, like they fall in love. So I don't know, I think this will just be a fluffy, it's adults romance, so I like adult romance, but sometimes I have to be in the mood for it. So okay, two more books. I actually stole this from my mom. It is Children of Blood and Bone, and this book has gotten a ton of hype, both on BookTube and like in real life. I've read articles that have said like this is the new Harry Potter and everything. So I did read like 20 pages and really liked it. It is about a world where they lose magic, and then the people that have white hair are the people that could have been magicians, I guess, and they're kind of discriminated against, and they're trying to be wiped out. So I'm guessing that there's like a 15 or something year old, maybe a 12-year-old girl, I don't know. There's a young girl who of course is going to rise and save her country, very like Hunger Games-ish. But it's good. I've liked it so far. That might be another book that maybe at the end of the month I'll continue reading, kind of see what my mood is. And I got one last book. It is totally not what I normally read. It's Stormfront by Jim Butcher. It's a #1 in the Dresden Files, and I know this is a super popular series. I think there's like 1 million of them. But I actually got this. It's like not anything I normally read. It's about like I think he's like has magic. Yeah, he's a wizard PI that lives in Chicago, and then I think helps solve crimes. But I got recommended this book, and the person who recommended it said it was really funny, and it's basically his favorite series. So I was like, oh, I'll read it. But then I haven't read it, so I don't know. It's actually fairly short. It's like just 307 pages. So maybe I'll read this to tell him that I've read it. Make him feel good. I don't know. But yes, so that is my April TBR and a mini book haul. So thank you guys for watching so much, and I make no promises on my channel. If you've been a subscriber for a while, you know that I'm kind of inconsistent, but yeah, I just do this for fun, so I'm going to post when I want to. So thank you though for subscribing. Yes, I will see you guys next time. Bye.